Okay, so earlier what we did, we have installed Windows Server operating system and we rename the computer name to domain controller, and we have given some static IP address to this machine. Like, let me show you. This is the IP what we have given to this machine. And now what we have to do, we have to configure this server as a domain controller, right? So for the same, please you can go to the manage, add roles and features, click on next, again click on next. This is our server details, this is the host name, this is the IP address, and this is the operating system. Click on next. Now from here, what we have to do, we have to select Active Directory and domain services, add features. Along with that, we have to configure this machine as a DHCP server as well, and DNS. So three roles you have to select. First one is ADDS, which is Active Directory Domain Services, DHCP server, and DNS server. Click on next.
Why only these three servers?
Because DHCP will deliver IP addresses to our virtual machine, right? DNS
Okay.
is responsible to resolve the IP address into the computer name and computer name into the IP address. And Active Directory, it is for to manage user account and computer account details. So only these three
Okay.
roles is required for us. We have multiple roles from Windows Server, right? But we cannot select all. Okay. If you want to like create a web page or website, in that case you can select web server IIS role. If you want to use this server as a file storage server, so you can select this role. If you want to virtualize the machine, you can select Hyper-V. If you want to provide remote access to user, you can select this role. So multiple roles are there, but our requirement for now is for those three roles only. In the feature, nothing to select. Click on next, next, again next, and click on install. So right now it is just installing the roles, and then we will configure the roles. Okay, so role installation has been done. Close this pop-up. Now, after role installation, you will get one flag here, and we are getting two options to promote this server as a domain controller and to complete the DHCP configuration. So DHCP configuration, we will do it later. Now we have to configure this server as a domain controller to manage user account and computers, right? So select on this, promote this server to a domain controller. Now it will ask you to enter some domain name, right? So in my case, I can enter techmtech.com.
Usually here we can write username only.
No, no, this is my domain name,
Okay.
not username. Right now, I logged in with the local administrator user account. Okay.
Yeah.
So in your case, you can create your name.com or whatever you want to have. You can enter it. Okay. like
Yeah.
abc.com or xyz.com. Whatever is requirement, you can do that. So I am entering techmtech.com. Click on next. Now we have to enter the DSRM password. So what is DSRM? It is a kind of a disaster recovery service. Like, if your domain controller goes down, so one file will be saved and you can restore all the users and computer account with that log file, right? So let's enter some security password for that. So that will be, I have entered the password, and this option is only, we can use when any of our server goes down or it completely crashed, right? On these kind of cases, we can use that mode to restore the user accounts. Click on next. NetBIOS name will be TechMTech in my case, so it will automatically detect and show you.
Okay.
So for your interview perspective as well, this is very, very important. So what is the database for Windows Server or Microsoft Active Directory, right? So please remember the path: C Windows, NTDS folder for logs as well, and sysvol is for C Windows sysvol, right? So if you want to go to that path, go to the C drive, then in Windows it will create those folders like C Windows, NTDS, and SYS file. So right now those folders are not there, but it will create. So please remember the path only if someone asks you in the interview, like, what is the path for Active Directory logs and database? So you can answer that thing. Okay. This is the kind of review. So click on next. Now it will check for some prerequisites and click on install. It will take a while. It will automatically reboot your machine, and then it will be configured as a domain controller. And from tomorrow onwards, what we will do, we will continue with the Citrix. And before that, I want you to perform that step. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that by today.
Yeah. So today is your week off, right?
Yeah.
Means we can connect tomorrow as well, right? In the Sunday,
Yeah, tomorrow in the yeah morning I'm free like 6 or 7. I'm free.
in the morning, 6 to 7, right?
No, whenever you want.
Sorry.
Whenever you want.
Okay. So we will discuss mutually, and we will schedule some time, and I will ping you that timing. Okay. Or you can tell me the timings. Okay.
Yeah, sure. So the server will be rebooted. It will not impact your personal uh, computer.
No, never. Because we are creating the virtual machine. It has nothing to do with your personal
Yeah,
laptop. Okay.
yeah.
On your personal laptop, it will only utilize your hardware resources. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so our domain controller is configured now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, so our domain controller is configured now, right? So now you can see TechMTech is my domain, then backslash administrator, that is my user account. Okay, so I'm logging with administrator account first. So administrator is a default user account, and I do not want to allow any user in my company to use the local credentials, right? So for the same, we are having Active Directory server. So now, if you go to the tools, you will see Active Directory users and computers. Open this. Now, this is my domain, techmtech.com. You can expand it, go to the users. You will find one default administrator users, right? So I do not want any default administrator user in my organization. So right click on it, copy it, and create new user. I have entered the first name and last name. And login credentials, you can use any. So I always used to have ms185426, right? You can enter anything, that will be the login credentials for you. Okay, click on next. Enter some password for this user. Click on next and finish it. So now I'm having one administrator user, which is Mahesh Singh. Now what I can do, I can disable this user account, the default administrator. So I disabled this user account. Now what I can do, I can log off from this machine, sign out, and now I can log in with other user which I created and entering the password. So now I have logged in
Yeah,
with
but
my user account. In a same way, like go to the server manager, click on the tools, Active Directory users and computers, expand the users. You will see I logged in with that user. Now, as you are running an organization, right? So, as a IT admin, it's your responsibility to manage users' data, right? So, to make it easier, right? This is a user folder, right? And if I am having thousands of employees in my company, right? So I will create all the user accounts under this only, right? So what I will do, I will create one folder here. So for the same, you can select on this techmtech.com, right click, new, and create one OU, organizational unit. Now you can name it like office user, office users, click OK. And in that office users, you can create few users, like I'm clicking on new users. So let me create test user 01. I can name it like test 01. Let me copy that. Let me copy that. Next, password never expire. Let me enter some password for this test user. Click on next, finish. In a same way, if you are having thousands of new joiners or employees, you can create multiple user account like test user 02. In production,
So for if there are thousands of users, then we have to create for each and every one individually, or is, we don't have any automatic way to create for thousands of employees.
yeah, you can run the script. You have to create one script in that case. That is a
Okay.
advanced level kind of thing, but you never have to create thousand users in a single day. Why? The reason is that because you are getting new joiners on daily basis, na? You cannot create user account in advance. Means if you got any new joiner in your company, then HR team will ask you like he is a new joiner, please provide him the credentials, right? So there might be some cycle like on Friday, on Thursday, the guys are hiring, right? So the guys cannot hire in the bulk like thousand candidate in a day. It is practically not possible, right?
Yes, yes, got it.
But anyway, if you have to create a thousand users in a single click, we can easily do that. Some scripts are there. I will let you know how to create the script to create the multiple users. So for testing purpose, I'm just creating three test users. Okay, so these are my users. If I go to right click on this user account, if I go to the properties, you will see that will be the email address for my user like test01 at the rate techmtech.com. In a similar way, you will get some user account from your office, right? You have to log in with that user account, right? So that user account is created in Active Directory server only, right? And for an example, like if any user is complaining like user forgot the password, right? In that case, what you have to do, you have to go to Active Directory server, you have to search for that user, right? So as we are having only three users, so it is very easy for us to search, right? But if you are having thousands of users listed here, right? So it will little bit complicated to search by user, right? So in that case, what you can do, right? Click on the domain, right click, click on find, and from here you can find like you have to ask user what is your username, and you can enter that username here. You can click on find now. So now we are getting test user 01, right? And just go to the properties, and you will find the properties of that user. And apart from that, what you can do, you can right click on it, and you are getting this option to reset the password. Simply click on this, create some temporary password here for that user, and I think our password is not matched. Okay, so create some temporary password here, and you can click on OK. After that, user password will be resetted, and you have to provide the uh, new temporary password to that user, and you can ask user to change the password. Is it clear? Any doubt so far?
No, not yet.
Okay, so our domain controller configuration has been done. Okay, DSCP I will configure at the time of Citrix installation. Okay, and now you have two tasks to do. First, you have to install the operating system. I think it is almost done. Can you see your script?
Sorry for my background noise actually.
No worries. What about the installation part? Is it completed?
Yeah, I will let you know just a second.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is installed. I will share my screen now.
Yeah, you can share it. Let me stop my screen. Yeah, share your screen now. Perfect. Now do one thing. Right click on this domain controller. Right click.
Yeah, here.
Now the second last option, install VMware tool. Second last option, install VMware tools. Install this. After that, your screen resolution will be fixed, right?
Where it is getting installed actually?
In your virtual machine.
No, like I can't see anything.
This one. Click on this DVD VMware tool. Click on this.
This one. Okay.
Click on Run Setup. Yes, it will start the installation. Close that pop-up in the bottom of your screen. Okay, wait. Click on next. No. Do not close it. Click on next. Next. Simply install it. Okay. And after few seconds, your skin will automatically adjusted. Right. So now let's wait for this to get complete. Click on finish. Click on no. Click on no. Click on the local server on your left hand side. On your left hand side, click on the computer name. Click on it. Now click on change. Click on change. Now rename this to DC. Stand for domain controller. That's it. Click OK. Again OK. Close this pop up and restart now. So rest
Virtual
of
machine. अच्छा, okay. Yeah. Started.
okay. So rest of the things you can I will share the recording after this call. Okay. Rest of the things
Now,
you can
yeah,
follow by my videos, and
yeah,
we will connect tomorrow. Just let me know your available timings, right? Or I will
yeah.
share my timings and we will mutually decide. Okay. So
Okay. So, like after this, I just have to configure.
yes, you have to just follow the recording. Okay, that I did
Yeah.
on my
Yes.
system now. If you got stuck
Yeah.
somewhere, just ping me, text me.
Yeah. I'll ping you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.